Hey, so I'm back. First off, I would like to apologize for not uploading for basically half a year. 2020 ended up being a different year than I thought it would be. I was originally gonna make a Morbius video all the way back in January, and then out of nowhere I just quit halfway and then lost all my motivation for YouTube. But anyways, what matters now is that I'm back for now and we're already getting a Spider-Man game somehow. So a couple of days ago, we got a live event for the PlayStation 5 which showcased a new Spider-Man game called Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, which is exciting for mostly everyone. I think I can say that no one really expected a new Spider-Man game as a launch title for the PS5 in just 2 years. I was hoping to at least play some of these on the good old PS4, but guess Sony is making every one of these games they announced an exclusive only on the PS5, making you pay $500 to $700, which makes sense. But I was hoping to get the console in 2021, but whatever. Mostly depends if I'm gonna have any money because I'm poor. Might be a late review on this game maybe, but who knows. Back to the central focus of the video, the Miles game. I will say this is sort of a good move on Insomniac of giving Miles his own game, focusing on him and us seeing his style of being Spider-Man, instead of trying to make us focus on him and Peter at the same time while being invested into the story, which is probably with the symbiote and Goblin, but who cares. This is easily their version of an Uncharted Lost Legacy or a Batman Arkham Origins of adding more to its world while we wait for the true sequel of the series.
Relax. Hip square to your opponent. Let them make the first move. Now use your feet. When they go off balance, look for an opening. Boom. Like that? Yeah, that's it. Okay. Now only this time, just let me have it. Right on the jaw. Okay? I can. Oh, sorry.
Miles in the first PS4 game didn't really have that much of a character that would really set him as a different independent character. It added things to him like him being a hacker and his dad being dead. I hope they try to make him a good character that isn't boring while trying not to be a direct copy of Into the Spider-Verse, but getting inspiration from it and making your own character unique. One thing I would like to say is my PS4 Spider-Man review that I made 1 year ago. After I made that review, I looked more into the story and realized it was just a fine story. Sure, it's better than most Spider-Man games story, but it's just a fine story in general, and it's not bad, but it's not really the best story ever than I made it to sound like. One thing that bothered me based on most people's reaction to it is that they thought that Peter is dead or out of commission. I mean, come on, they wouldn't kill Peter off just for the sake of giving Miles his own story just because the original source material did that. Heck, I even prefer this method of Peter being a mentor to Miles rather than him being dead and having to make Miles not know what he's doing for a while and trying to be exactly like the original, making his character less unique. I wonder what new characters they will add to this game, aka what characters from Miles' story will they add, or if it's just gonna be Miles by himself more or less. There's one thing I wonder about if they do add Aaron Davis to this game, which is probably gonna happen since it's Miles. I think it's lazy in a way to just making him the main villain of the game. It's not like Miles has any of his own villains other than his uncle and himself from the Prime 616 universe that is somehow worse than a character than him. If they do end up putting Prowl in the game, at most he should be the Mr. Negative of the story and only pose as a threat for the little parts of the game. Even from the goons they showed off in the trailer, we still don't have a clue what the villain is gonna be in the game, at least from the announcement trailer for the Spider-Man PS4 that we got like 4 years ago, and we got a clear villain who the villain would be in the game, being Mr. Negative from the Inner Demons. Hopefully the story will be better than I expected, and I hope they don't make it as mediocre as they did with the DLC for the first game with all these new writers that they announced that are working on it.
What the hell's he saying? Not gonna be saying anything in a second. Whoa. You want a taste? Nah, I'm good, kid.
You want a taste? I gotta work on my fight banner.
Okay, what do I hope for the gameplay to be? I personally hope the gameplay is going to be more tailored to Miles while improving on things like the swinging mechanics and stuff like that. Obviously, the combat is going to change to fit more to Miles' character. Personally, I hope they don't give Miles any gadgets. He has his camouflage and his overpowered Venom Blast that's already different enough from Peter. I'm not expecting a lot of suits for this game since Miles doesn't have that much compared to Peter. I won't be surprised if Insomniac adds a lot more original suits that they made for Miles or introduce a suit customizer. This might be me being selfish, but considering this is the first Spider-Man game for the PS5, it would be kinda nice if we would at least be able to play as Peter, at least in the open world. You don't really have to change anything for him since we will have a sequel with him in it, and the gameplay's gonna change for him, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. But at least we have snow. It seems like this game takes place during Christmas, which is cool. We never really got a snow Christmas setting in a Spider-Man game. Hopefully they add a day and night cycle, but if they don't, it won't be the worst thing ever. That goes with the fall damage. It would be great if they added it, but it won't ruin the game. There's one more thing I would like to talk about for the combat. Personally, I would enjoy if it was more combo based rather than mashing square and pressing triangle to go to the next enemy to press square some more. Sure, you can use your gadgets, but they were overpowered and can easily defeat an enemy in 2 seconds. I just wish there was a better way to make the combat just as fun without making things too easy. Mostly, I want this to be different even if it's a standalone game and not feel like a carbon copy of the first game, just with a new story and different character. I hope whatever Insomniac is doing, we get a good game that hopefully is not a short 4 to 8 hour game, because I feel like whatever they do with Miles' character, they can give him something just as long as Spider-Man PS4 so he can fully experience how Miles is gonna be in this universe while setting up the real sequel to the game.
No.
It's pretty weird, right?
Not that weird.
So, bye. See you in a year where they announce a sequel to the game, only for it to be praised by everyone except a major vocal minority saying the first game is better, only for us to wait 4 years for them to release a finale to the game, only to be disappointing to people until another 4 years till we get a film essay YouTuber talking about how it's the perfect finale or almost perfect finale for the cycle to continue once again.